Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. This is your match preview. This is it. This is the big one. Manchester United versus Man City, the Manchester Derby in Old Trafford. Plenty to talk about. We're going to be doing our score predictions, predicted 11, all of that good stuff. Get your comments in below. Hit like and subscribe. Let's get right into it. Right, first off, we're going to talk about defence. And obviously, Manchester United have had a pretty poor start to the season in relation to defensive displays. However, they have been improving, I suppose, as the games have gone on throughout the season. One of the big, I suppose, areas of concern over the last few games for Manchester United was the left-back position. Now, it does look like we've got a natural left-back, I suppose, available and ready to play on the weekend, and that's Sergio Reguilon. He played 60 minutes in our last game, which was good. Got some good match practice under his belt, and he's going to need it going into this game. It does look like he's going to be up to match speed and full fitness. Will he be able to last the 90 minutes? That remains to be seen. So it does probably look like we're going to have to maybe use a central defender at fullback at some point throughout the game if he can't last 90 minutes. Now, while we're on the central defensive area, who do you choose at centre back? Obviously, Harry Maguire has had a couple of really, really good games. And obviously, he scored against Copenhagen midweek as well. So he's riding the crest of a wave at the moment, you would have to say. And I'm really happy for him because, he's had a lot of criticism over the last, couple of years at Manchester United. And rightly so, because his performances haven't been up to scratch. But you have to give credit where credit is due. Now, do you play him against Manchester City? Because there's one thing doing it against the likes of, Sheffield United and Burnley and, Copenhagen, these types of teams. And there's another thing doing it against Manchester City. We do know his weakness is playing a high line. Are Manchester United going to play a high line against Manchester City? Probably not. But, balls in behind are the problem for Harry Maguire. He's very good when he's facing the play and, when the ball is coming towards him. But if it goes in behind, that's when he's in trouble. So, Erik ten Hag has a big decision to make. Do you bring Lindelof back in there to partner Varane at centre-back, or do you leave Harry Maguire there? To be honest with you, I think he's probably deserved the chance to start this game. I am worried about it though, because I don't think he's up to the levels to take on Haaland. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Would you go with Lindelof? Would you go with Harry Maguire? It is going to be Varane there, absolutely. And some positive news today coming out as well, that Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't far off of, making a return to Manchester United as well, which is good. Now, he won't be available for this game, but that's good that our defence is we're getting some of our key players back in key areas. But let me know what you think. Maguire, Lindelof, I'll let you know on my predicted 11 in a few minutes. But let me know in the comment section below. Now, next up, let's talk about the midfield battle. And it's going to be a key area in this game on the weekend. Look, we know Manchester City are going to be favourites coming into this game. And they've got Rodri back in their team as well, which is a big bonus for them. It looks like Phil Foden has been, slotting into that De Bruyne role as well. So Manchester United are going to have their hands full in this game. And central midfield is going to be a key area. It really is. And again, I go back to what I've said in relation to the defence as well. Ten Hag has a big decision to make. It looks like Casemiro is going to be back and available for the game. Do you go with Casemiro and Amrabat? I don't think you can start Scott McTominay in this game. If he starts Scott McTominay against Manchester City, I'm going to have serious, serious concerns with Erik ten Hag, especially if you do have the likes of Casemiro and Amrabat available. That's what I would probably do. I would go with the two more defensive players. You have to just hold your hands up and say, we are not going to dominate and dictate the tempo of this game. It's more than likely going to be Manchester City, with United working off of maybe counter-attacks. And for that reason, I would go with the two more defensive style players in midfield together, with maybe Bruno Fernandes playing ahead of them. You also have the question then of the forward line and what way we're going to shape up there as well. A lot of people have been very critical of Marcus Rashford, and me also, and I think rightly so. His performances haven't been up to speed. Now, if there was ever a game that I think you probably should start Marcus Rashford, it's this game. And it's not because it's the Manchester Derby. It's because City automatically play a high line. And we know Rashford's strength is getting in behind, against a team that plays a high block. And, his pace can carry him through. And, we've seen what he done last year as well against him. And he's done it in multiple occasions against him. So I think it's probably going to be Rashford, ahead of maybe Garnacho, even though Garnacho probably deserves to play ahead of him on form alone. But again, that midfield is key. Let me know what you think and what you would go with in midfield. Do you bring in maybe a Mason Mount, a Bruno Fernandes, alongside Bruno Fernandes, with maybe an Amrabat and a Casemiro on their own? Or do you bring in Casemiro and Amrabat together? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about Manchester City. And look, is it a good time to play in Manchester City? It probably is, because they're coming into this game on the back of a few defeats. In recent weeks, they've lost to Newcastle, they've lost to Wolves, they've lost to Arsenal. They narrowly beat Brighton 2-1 last weekend as well. So I think it is a good time to play Manchester City. And like we said, at Derby, anything can happen. So United should be looking at these previous results and going in with a bit of confidence. Now, we do know that some of these results, that went against Manchester City were when Rodri was missing out of the team. And a lot of criticism fell on Manchester United last year when Casemiro was missing, and, we had a dip in form. And we see supposedly the best team in the world, the current treble winners going up against the original treble winners. And they missed Rodri massively as well, just like United missed Casemiro when he was out last season. So Manchester United should have confidence going into this game, even if we're not playing particularly well in the last few weeks. But, if you look at Manchester United in general over the last few weeks and look at our results, we're starting to pick up wins, which is good. Now, I'm under no illusion that our performances haven't been good, but we've won we've won our last 3 games, now obviously Galatasaray and Crystal Palace before that. So we do bring a bit of confidence into this game in terms of results, not really in terms of performances. But Old Trafford, Derby Day, anything can happen. It really can. So United do need to bring a bit of confidence into this game. I mentioned a couple of names about Man City previously. Phil Foden, for example, is kind of really slotting into that Kevin De Bruyne role quite well in midfield. The ball sticks to him. He's a really, really good player, I do think, and he creates well. Doku last week had a really good game against Brighton. And we're starting to see Erling Haaland get a few goals as well. So United are really, really going to have to be on top of their game if they're going to get anything out of this. But I'm not fearful going into this game, and we shouldn't be, because we've seen over the last few weeks, Man City are not an unbeatable team. And especially when we've got home advantage, we should be bringing confidence into the game. Now, let's get into our predicted 11. And this is the team that I would like to see. It's not necessarily the team that I think Erik ten Hag will go with. But I do think this team is good enough to get a result if this is how we do set up and how we do play. So we'll put the team on the screen. Obviously, Onana starts in goal. He's full of confidence after that penalty save midweek as well. Back 4, Dalot at right back, Reguilon at left back, and Harry Maguire keeps his place at centre back with Varane. Now, if that is Varane and Lindelof, I won't be overly disappointed either, I have to say. But I think, given Harry Maguire's recent form, I think he deserves to get a start. And I think Erik ten Hag probably will start him, because he's very much a manager that says, if you play well, you stay in the team. And I think for that reason alone, Maguire will play. Midfield 3 then, obviously we mentioned this already. I'm going with Casemiro, Amrabat and Bruno. Maybe not in that formation that we see on the screen. You'll probably see maybe you'll probably see maybe Casemiro and Amrabat sitting deeper together with Bruno just ahead of them. And the 3 up front then, obviously Rashford on the left, we mentioned him already, very good at getting in behind when you're playing against a team with a high line. I think he will play Antony on the right again for his work rate alone. Obviously, United are expected to be on the back foot for, large parts of this game. And Antony's work rate defensively is quite good as well. So I think for that reason, he will play him on the right-hand side. And then Rasmus Højlund, of course, up front. I think this is a great game for Rasmus Højlund to go out, and get his first Premier League goal. Obviously, all the goals that he has scored have come in Europe, but he's looking really sharp, in fairness to him. We need to get supply to him, though, and we need to use him effectively. If Rashford does get in behind, or Antony gets on the ball on the right-hand side, we need to be looking for the channels for Rasmus Højlund, because he's making a lot of really, really good runs. He's just not getting the service. But that's my starting lineup, guys. Let me know yours. Would you change anything here? Do you think it might go a different way with Erik ten Hag's decision? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, score prediction. This is a tough one. It really is, because obviously Man City are by far the favourites, and rightly so. Manchester United are bringing some good results into the game. You know, with 3 wins on the bounce now, but the performances haven't been great. If we play against Man City the way we did in the first half against Copenhagen, it'll be over after 20 minutes. So for that reason, we really, really need a good start. We need to stay in the game as long as possible. And we probably need to take our chances when they come, because we're probably not going to get an awful lot. If I'm going with a score prediction, I have to be honest here. I think Man City will win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Manchester City, and it kills me to say it. But I think it's... I just think they're going to have too much for us on the back of how poor we've been playing lately. And I think the results that we're picking up are probably papering over the cracks a little bit. Performances haven't been that great. But that's what I'm saying with my head. If I'm going with my heart, I'm going 2-0 to United at home in Old Trafford. But anyway, that's my score prediction, guys. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section below. Like I said, we will be live for the game on Sunday. Kickoff is at 3:30, so we will be live from 2:30, an hour before the game. Make sure you're joining us. Really, really looking forward to it. And yeah, let's hope we can get something out of the game, but it's going to be very difficult. Thanks for watching. Please smash the like and subscribe button. Hit the share button too, and ring that bell notification as well, so you will get notified anytime we go live or anytime we have a new piece of content up. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. I'll chat to you Sunday. Take it easy.